My name's Mumble and I approve this message. Hello Internet, it's me, Mumble, and the Broker Phrenzy just ended in Phighting, and I would like to talk about what I liked, what I didn't like, and my thoughts on every fighter in the mode. But first, what was the Broker Phrenzy? The Broker Phrenzy, or the Decoy Deploy Phrenzy, was an event in Roblox Phighting where a random character was selected and everyone on both teams could only play that character for the round. Think of it as Class Wars from TF2, but both teams are the same. Based on how well you did, you would get Phrenzy points, and depending on how many you got compared to others, you would get rewards. You got points by getting kills, getting assists, and standing on objectives, and you lost points by dying. I don't know how the whole ranking system or how your ranking worked, but all I knew is that if you got 10k or more total Phrenzy points, you would get the event skin without having to worry about your ranking. So, I did that. Now then, let's get on to the discussion. First off, I'm going to talk about what I did not like about the event. Yeah, we're starting with the negatives first. First things first, there were quite a few classes that I felt were a bit one-sided when you played them. In my opinion, this is more just a general problem with Phighting, where a single person can run rampant throughout a game of low levels, but when some characters were chosen to be the everyone plays that character, it was always going to be one-sided no matter what. And there was both a good and bad example that I'll get onto later. My other issue is the point system. It can be really slow at times because, once again, with that unbalanced team issue, I was talking about during the middle of my grind, there was a couple of games, about 7 of them, where I kept losing, so my total Phrenzy points only went up about 250 during that little section of gaming. And honestly, it just kind of felt bad. But hey, like I said, these are just more general game issues that also happen in normal lobbies that I might talk about on a later date. Anyways, let's talk about the things that I did think were good in the event. Number 1, the chaos. I play Phighting mainly for the chaos, and let me tell you, there was chaos, alright. Like, it was just being a mosh pit consistently, and I loved it. Number 2, got to play characters I was too scared to try out in normal lobbies. When everyone has to play one character, it makes it feel more fun to play as new characters because A, I don't have any other choice, and B, I'm not going to be judged by my teammates for not knowing how to play a character. And now, because of the Phrenzy, there are 3 characters, yes 3, I really want to try in normal lobbies. And finally, every skin was available. For the first time since I don't know when, every skin in the game was buyable. The last 3 skins from events, Stargazer Rocket, Jester Space, and Vine Splash, were finally put into the crossroads to buy, only during the event duration, but it was still fun to have them back, and they will come back once Zuka's shop is open. I managed to get Stargazer Rocket during the event, which means out of these 3, I was only missing Jester Space, and I promise it'll be the first skin I buy from Zuka's shop when it comes out. Now then, with that short introduction, let's get on to the characters. How this will work is I'll talk about each one in both game modes and then put them in a tier list. I'll try and keep explanations brief, so let's get on to it, starting with the Sword rework just came out, and honestly, it made me enjoy Sword more than I did when I originally played as him. Sword feels fun and smooth to play, and going against teams of him feels honestly pretty balanced. He definitely works better in Annihilate than Conquer because of his more mobile kit, but definitely felt good. I would put him in A tier for Annihilate and B tier for Conquer. This is one of the 3 characters I was talking about when I said I want to try them more in regular matches, because of how goddamn mobile he is. To be honest, if you got Skateboard in the Phrenzy, you weren't getting any points. I don't think I had a single Skateboard match where I got over 80 points, but dang, was he fun as heck. Sadly, I will have to rank him kind of low for both modes because he wasn't the best, but he still was fun, and he has that going for him. I put him in B tier for Annihilate and C tier for Conquer. Biograft matches tended to be one-sided most of the time. He wasn't as big of an extreme as some examples we'll get onto later, but it did kind of suck when you got him as a character for a round. What sucks is Biograft is my main in normal rounds, but if I'm being honest, the Phrenzy made me enjoy Biograft less? I might add, this is the only character where the Phrenzy made me enjoy them less, and I'm kind of sad for it. He worked in both game modes. I don't know, he was pretty average. B tier for both Annihilate and Conquer. B tier for Biograft tier. Now, I have some explaining to do. I know I am level 80 now, but the Phrenzy was the first time I've ever played Katana, and I must say, I understand why people like him. He's probably one of the easiest characters to learn, and honestly, I had a pretty good time playing Katana. Now, I'm not going to select him first thing I do in a normal match, no, but I might pick him occasionally. Honestly, even though Katana is a tanky melee class, I would have to say I think I liked him more in Conquer than Annihilate. He's going in B tier for Annihilate and A tier for Conquer. Now that is a nice character. If I could sum up Banhammer games in a single anime opening, it would be this.
Beyblade, Beyblade, let it rip! Let's fight an epic battle!
But in all seriousness, I frickin' love Banhammer rounds. The absolute chaos of it all was awesome. It was like two unstoppable forces butting heads, a cartoon dust cloud of damage, where there was no clear winner of a fight until the bodies had fallen. This is the character I was talking about, where the one-sided matches were awesome because they weren't really one-sided most of the time. It was just two teams butting heads and it was a coin flip to whoever won, basically, and I lived for the rush. Not to mention, you would always score high points with Banhammer. Like, I was averaging 150 points per round with him. He is going in A tier for Annihilate and S tier for Conquer. In my opinion, overhated in the Phrenzy, but my opinion's probably wrong. Rocket is fun, not much else to say. People do need to look behind them more though. There have been many times where I just tore up the enemy backlines because no one was paying attention at all. The Phrenzy did make me want to get better at Rocket, but I'm going to have to put that off for now. Rocket did create the most "how am I alive" moments I have had in fighting, so that is definitely a plus. B tier for Annihilate and A tier for Conquer. Just like Rocket, I don't have much to say about Slingshot, other than yeah, Slingshot was fun. Honestly, what surprised me most about Slingshot was the visible skill gap between the players. Like, Slingshot was the most visible class I could tell where people have actually played Sling because of one thing: how many people were charging their shots. I'm not joking when I say there was always one person on the enemy team who never charged a single shot, and I just wanted to tell them so bad, but man, it would have felt rude. Anyways, C tier for Annihilate, B tier for Conquer. Nothing special. Also, I would just like to say I hate Catshot with a burning passion. I want to burn everyone who owns it! Hyperlaser was the first character I played during the Phrenzy, and got me instantly hooked. This is chaos done right. I like this. Hyperlaser games were just fun chaos, and honestly, that is all I wanted in this event. Like I said earlier, I play fighting for the chaos. Hyperlaser games gave me just that, but if I need to give one critique, is that Hyperlaser games felt a bit easy. I don't know why, but it just feels like some of you guys are just sitting in the open to get shot, but I'm not complaining. Every kill just fuels my addiction. Speaking of addictions, check out this cool thing I got. A tier for both Annihilate and Conquer. this is the second character when I said I want to try them more in regular lobbies. Like, I didn't really get the appeal of Shuriken at first until the Phrenzy, and now I get it. His damage is good, his mobility is amazing, his techniques, I just came up with stuff on the spot and I managed to pull some stuff off. I bought the Shuriken skin a month or so ago because I wanted it to match the Vine Splash I got from the festival, and I think Boggio saw that and was like, now, make him enjoy Shuriken. And it worked! I'll have to give him an A tier for Annihilate and B tier on Conquer. As Shuriken once said, heck yeah! Warning, I have no confirmation that Shuriken has ever said it. And for the final character I want to start playing more regularly, it isn't even close. If I could only pick one of the characters to say I would play them more in regular lobbies, it would be Scythe, and it isn't even close. I do not think you realize how much I have fallen in love with playing Scythe. Her kit is one of the best in the game in my opinion. I love Scythe mode so much, it offers so much mobility, and it just feels good to use. And I may not be the best in rifle form, but damn, does it do good damage. S tier for both Annihilate and Conquer. I might have to make a full character review to yap about Scythe more, because this is just fun to play. Medkit is fine. He has a gun. He shoots it. Everyone just sticks together, and with supports doing 2 times damage in the Phrenzy, he can actually kill people. Nothing much to say, Medkit's just a good and balanced fight. B tier for Annihilate, and A tier for Conquer. I don't really have anything else to say, I'm sorry. Now, if there is one character that the double damage for supports really affected, it would be Boombox. Now, I was already scared of Boomboxes in normal lobbies because when someone picks Boombox, they usually know what they're doing. And now, you have to fight 5 of them, and all of them are doing double damage. This is chaos, and I like, but it is mixed chaos. I'ma put Boombox in B tier for both Annihilate and Conquer. B tier for Boombox tier. Hey, you already made that joke with Biograft. Boombox tier. Subspace was already my least favorite class, but this just put the nail in the coffin. I don't know what it is about Subspace, it just doesn't click for me, and it's just really infuriating to play as and against. I don't know what I'm missing. I'm clicking on the enemy, but they aren't dying. But then, I die the moment some dude with Jester Space rushes me. I don't know, it is probably just a skill issue on my part, but I still despise playing Subspace, and I will continue to. D tier for both Annihilate and Conquer. How can a class this infuriating have created something so fun? And finally, we have Vinestaff. Now, Vinestaff I am very mixed on. Just like Banhammer, Vinestaff falls into the very one-sided team issue. But unlike Banhammer, this time it is bad. The problem with Vinestaff is that she just heals way too much when there are 5 of them. And even double damage, it takes like half a minute to even kill one person. Not to mention the moment someone on either team goes down, they lose the entire team fight immediately. This is not fun chaos, it is lame chaos, and I don't like lame chaos. D tier for Annihilate, but B tier for Conquer, because she was actually kind of fun there. And with that, those are my brief thoughts on the Broker Phrenzy that just happened. If this video comes out on time, it should be the last day of the Phrenzy, which means the skin will come out the day after. If I were to guess who it would be for, it would either be Sword or Banhammer. Sword because the new rework just happened, and Banhammer because he has the second least amount of skins, and also the Broker is literally in his house. I would have guessed Scythe or Medkit because of their strong ties to the broker, but Scythe was already confirmed by Soda that it isn't her, and Medkit has the most skins in the game, so we don't need more. Anyways, that was me or Mumble. Thank you for listening to me yap about fighting, and have a good day. Peace.